My name is Larisa Vakulina, and I'm here to share with you a very, very important information. Over the last 30 years, I have built a number of businesses. Most of them are multi-million dollar businesses. And I would like to share with you what it means to build business of that scale and what I have learned over these 30 years of building businesses, how it is much more easier and more effortlessly we can actually achieve this result without putting a lot of stress on ourselves. What I have learned since building my first business is that I didn't really identify myself being a free person. I always been feeling that without control, without hustling, without having multitasking list of the activities in a day, without having number of meetings at the day and unlimited number of calls, only when I had these days filled with all these activities, I thought that I am a great business person, right? So I felt like being busy and feeling busy and actually display the busyness to your team and all the clients and all of your other partnerships and other people means that you are doing a lot of stuff and doing effectively and achieving a lot. Well, to some extent it is, but most of the time, all of these activities are draining the energy, draining and wasting our state of health. Being in this game for as much as I remember, now I can say to you with my whole confidence that really building business is not really about a lot of external tasks. And now we are actually moving into completely different reality with the transformation that we can see everywhere around ourselves, with all the system structures and all the concepts that we knew in the past that worked now are not working. They just simply are outdated concepts in business. And where we are stepping now is in the space of knowing ourselves better. I started this journey back 20 years ago when I started to ask myself a question: why I'm spending so much of my time? I'm spending so much of my energy. I'm spending so much of my mental power, my emotional power, my psychological states in building business and hustling non-stop. But internally, I felt so hollow and empty. I started to ask these questions, and really the answers come really slowly. And I also noticed that when we live and build our businesses in such a way that drains our energy, we kind of almost not noticing it. We do it because we have this sense of fear and sense of doubt and sense of urgency to build this stability and build for the future that the business will be performing forever. But what we don't realize and don't have conscious understanding that this type of activities and this type of style of life is actually killing us slowly without noticing. We just don't notice how sometimes we spend 12 hours a day working. We don't notice that sometimes we're skipping our meals. We don't notice that many days a week we go to bed very, very late. And then even the quality of our sleep is not really restful. So we don't notice these things because we are almost like engraved ourselves, embed ourselves into this non-stop performance and productivity that is not really serving us anymore in this new reality that we are all now feeling that is coming towards us. And new reality requests and requires from us to start to understand our energetic reserves, start to understand how effectively we can use our own personal abilities of doing something with greater talented angle. Because a lot of time when we start to build our business, we try to do everything by ourselves, regardless of if we like it, if we don't, if we have ability to do this in the best way. So we only delegate other tasks that we are not capable of doing, or we don't have time for it anymore when we actually forced. Well, now new reality is asking us to go deeper within ourselves and ask ourselves a question. Do I really want to run business in the old way? Do I want to drain my energy? Do I want to sacrifice the quality of my life? Do I want to build my wealth on the sandy ground of collapsing with my health, collapsing with my relationships to children, to parents, to our loved ones, to partners? Do you really want to pay the price of success and the price of building your business to actually sacrifice all of these areas of your life? Well, you know what? After 30 years of building multi-million-dollar businesses, I realized that no money and wealth and stability can actually translate your happiness and your fulfillment and your joy if you're not looking back internally into yourself. Well, you need to start to build this new identity. You need to start to build the identity that is based on your feelings. How do I feel? How I can employ my God-given qualities of intuition, how I can utilize the states of my emotional maturity, how I can actually utilize my time more effectively, more productively, and with a greater joy and pleasure. Well, now we are all facing this type of questions. And I'm assuring you that without your conscious willingness to look at yourself first and deal with all the old concepts of building business just based on extra mega hustling and multitasking and competition and comparison and all of these all the concepts, they just kind of giving us a new opportunity to start to look at the new way of building business from your internal state. And I can tell you that it's completely different way of doing things, completely different way of feeling yourself while you're doing it. You're not looking at the result, you're looking at the process, and you enjoy that process because you're expressing your true, authentic, aligned self. And when you do it, any type of hardship or kind of deficit or limitation in your business and in your life completely disappearing because you're doing it from that authentic, true place of who you are, and then you enjoy doing it. I share it with you right now, the new attitude, the new outlook on how you can start to look at your business from the angle of who you truly are as a leader, as a director or the manager or the owner of the business. I invite you to start to look at yourself as the most valuable asset. You are the most valuable asset. I can tell you with 1000% because I used to be a leader who identified itself with hustling, with pushing and pulling, with demanding, with competing, with comparing, with just pushing that business so hard that I paid a high price. I paid the price of my health. I paid the price of sleepless nights. I paid the price of being depressed. I paid the price of feeling anxious and in panic attacks very often. And then there was even more higher price. I nearly paid the price of my life. I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I still was thinking how, with the next contract, with the next success, I'm gonna be happy. How silly is this? How one-sided and how limited this belief is. And I can still see how many women are hustling so much. And even though they have a lot of assets to build, they have wealth to build, but what price are you paying, ladies? What price are you paying for that wealth? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling not fulfilled? Are you feeling that you cannot build honest, deep relationships? Is your health deteriorated? If you look at these prices that you paid for your wealth, well, you need to ask yourself a question. Do I want to keep living this life like this? Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing until your soul is gonna to send you a sign that you won't be able to recover from? That's how it works. Well, thank you so much. I would like you to subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna to start to create this type of episodes for your understanding, for your support, for how I can help you, because I was there once. I was feeling so unwell, yet I had the wealth. Now I have all wealth. I have definition of success that involve all areas of my life. I'm wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm fulfilled in all areas of my life. Don't you want to have that? And it is absolutely possible. So follow me, subscribe in my channel, start the conversation. Let's talk about it and just send me some messages. Okay, we can actually create community of wealthy women, but looking for happiness. And this space could be so powerful. I'm invite you to that space. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you on the next episode.